What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Toasted Trash Podcast. I am your host, Gruzbee, and I am so excited about being back for more podcasts. I'm so excited about getting to do another podcast. I think maybe this needs to be like version 3.0. And for those of you that don't know what it is, back in 2019, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell the story here. I'm gonna go ahead and tell the story. I discovered magically that I had the ability to live stream. Most terrifying experience of my life. I'm the sort of person that whenever I'm making a video for my channel, I don't vamp, I don't ad-lib, because that's not me. I'm sitting down with a topic, right? I've got a script. Even when I'm reading from a script, I screw it up, man. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And there's so much editing that so much of my garbage has to be edited out because I just don't make any sense. So I'm terrified I'm going to fail at live improvisation. It's never been my strong suit. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I don't do improv. I've seen improv. I love Whose Line Is It Anyway? I could never do that. What the F am I thinking? I'm going to get up and I'm going to live stream? Holy crap, I'm doomed. But the first time I live streamed, I loved it. I absolutely loved the pressure of not knowing what I was going to say next, and yet somehow it just all sort of clicked. So I decided, since I had this channel that talked about anime and manga and Japanese pop culture and whatnot, I was going to do a thing. I was going to do a podcast. I was going to do a live podcast. People were going to love me, and I was going to be famous. And the podcast actually went pretty well. Now, Toasted Trash came about that way. That is the origin story of the Toasted Trash podcast. But the reason I picked Toasted Trash is because I wanted something that actually, and I've joked about this off and on before, I wanted something that had to do with a significant anime thing. You don't see people outside of anime walking around with a wedge of toast in their teeth. I think it only ever happens in anime and manga. If I saw someone in real life walking around with a chunk of buttery toast in their mouth, I would honestly think that there was something stupid going on. They're not normal. They're an alien, an invasion has happened, something strange going on in the neighborhood. So I wanted something that had to do with toast. And at that time, there was this buzzword going around regarding people, anime fans, and their waifus and their specific tastes in anime or manga. And it's like, pretty much, if you were not that person, your opinion and everything about you and what you enjoyed was trash. So, you had an entire subgroup of people going around who had this mindset that if you were not them, you and everything about you were trash. Your waifu is trash. Your favorite anime is obviously trash. Your opinion about anime, that's uber trash. And holy crap, you probably like Sword Art Online. That argument was definitely going to be in there somewhere, okay? You can't have a trash debate about anime if Sword Art Online doesn't come up at some point. So everything was trash. Everything was trash. And so I just kind of farted out the name Toasted Trash. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. I figured if I combined two things that were kind of relevant to anime, toast and this trash concept, and I blended them together, you would have the makings of an ideal podcast. So there it is. That's the origin story. And I got away from doing the podcast whenever I sort of left YouTube and I went to Twitch. I've told this story 1,000 times. I basically shut down my entire channel. 900 videos. I removed from YouTube. I backed them up on a hard drive, and there they will sit. That phase I felt was over. That phase of YouTube was done. The channel really wasn't growing, and then YouTube just kept making the process harder. I do regret not sticking it out, but I don't regret my decision. I stick behind my decision to revamp, to kind of start over, and it's been hell. I'm gonna tell you what, if you got a YouTube channel and you're about a thing, and then you kind of stop being about that thing for about a year, and then you show up, because before I was Western Otaku, okay? I'm just going to tell you, if you watch me play video games, sometimes my username on some of my accounts is Western Otaku. That was my channel. I was David the Western Otaku. I've got autographs from people made out to David the Western Otaku. What am I going to do? Go back to them and be like, hey man, I'm Gruzbee now. That's my gamer tag. That's my cool tag. Can I get you to redo? Screw that. The Western Otaku era is over. The Gruzbee era is here to stay. And, you know, when I decided to start making content again back on YouTube after the FCC crisis had kind of died down and nobody went to jail for making a video that was directed at kids, because, you know, now you have this thing where if you make a video, you have to show, is this for kids? Is this for kids? If it is, you can't make any money off of it. You can't search for it. It's not going to show up in the recommended feed. You're effed, bro. So, you know, and because I made anime content, and anime could be viewed as cartoonish and childish, I wanted to make sure that that wasn't going to bite me in the ass from the FCC. Or is it the FTC? I don't even give a crap anymore who it is. FCC, FTC. I think it is the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. I think one of the last couple of live streams that I did on YouTube was bitching about the new standard rules that was going to happen, and speculating on what that was going to mean as it trickled down to all of the small timers like myself. So after a year of doing Twitch and failing spectacularly to integrate gaming and anime, I'm decided I'm going to come back with the podcast. So now that the Toasted Trash podcast is back, there are a lot of things that I really want to talk about, industry-wise, entertainment-wise, that I could do this live, and I may do some of these live. I enjoy doing them live, but for right now, I'm not going to subject myself to trying to do a live podcast and just chatting with one person, okay? I would need a lot of interaction to be able to make it kind of successful. And I mean by that, if I'm just going to chat with one person, then I might as well get you on headset and get you in as a guest, because it's kind of weird just doing a live stream with one or two people. When I could just sit down like this and do a recorded podcast. And if I can get a lot of interaction, I can get a lot of people to show up. I might do some Toasted Trash live podcasts on YouTube, like I did briefly before I panicked and headed for the hills. So there it is. Toasted Trash version. Is this version 2 or is this going to be version 3? I think I did like a version 2 as a gimmick, as a joke. I did a Toasted Trash podcast, and then I did a Toasted Trash live stream on Twitch, I think last week, just to kind of let everybody know, hey, I'm thinking about doing a thing with a thing. Hint, hint. Because I'm the sort of person that if I just absolutely tell you, hey, man, in a month I'm going to do this thing, it'll never happen. I'm lazy. Okay, I'm a lazy guy, and I procrastinate to my own detriment. If I say I'm going to do something, chances are it's bullshit. It's a lie. Don't believe me. Now, if I randomly do something, that's a different story because then I'll just keep doing it. But always with the trying to think ahead, I'm not good at that. I think I'm going to do something. And then as soon as I say, I'm going to do this thing, life comes up over my shoulder like a big, huge bully. And he's like, oh, you think you're going to do something, huh? You got plans for next month, Bob? Let me at him. Let me at him. And life always ends up effing me when it comes to best laid plans. So I try not to make promises I can't keep, which usually results in I just don't make promises. So I can safely say with this podcast, it's happening. It's not a plan. I didn't like go out of my way and say, hey guys, I'm going to do this thing, and then it's happening. Okay, right now you're witnessing history. Toasted Trash Podcast. It's happening. Okay. Wow. Oh, I'm excited. Are you excited? You better be excited. So anyway, anime. Let's talk anime for a little bit. I mentioned this on my live stream the other day. The wife and I have started rewatching Bleach. Don't applaud. Or actually, you know what? Go ahead and applaud. I need some encouragement here. I need to know that I've made the right life choice. Something came up. We started talking about the different captains of the 13 Court Guard squad, right? So we're talking about the different characters, and something comes up about Kenpachi Zaraki and that little pink-haired girl that is constantly dangling from Kenny's shoulder at any given point. I can't remember her name now. She's got a weird name. And I'm like, what the frick ever happened to her? So I kind of spoiled myself a little bit. And I'm like, okay, well, that actually makes sense. Her where she goes is kind of, if you're not a Bleach fan, then this is going to be completely over your head. But if you are a Bleach fan and you haven't finished the manga, I haven't finished the manga, but there's a lot of stuff that I just wanted to know, questions that I had. So I would spoil myself. I mean, come on, I never thought the thing would ever get a continuation. But come to find out, the little pink-haired girl is, and God, what is her name? Now I gotta look it up. Frick me, you guys are killing me here. Yachiru. Okay, Yachiru Kusajishi. So Yachiru is his lieutenant in the Gotei, the 11th division within the Gotei 13. So it's like, so where does she go? Well, everybody who has at least seen some of Bleach, at least to the point where Kenpachi shows up, you know that Kenpachi doesn't really have like a bankai. His sword is kind of a dud, and let's just say Yachiru, by all accounts, from everything that I could dig up on the internet, is sort of related to his problem of not being able to bring out his bankai. So I'm just going to leave it kind of vague right there. So all this Bleach talk, right? Talking with the wife about, hey, you know, I like Rukia, and I like Rangiku, and I like this character, and I like that character, because this character is awesome. Actually, you know, I think over Rukia, when it comes to the actual captains of the 13 Court Guard squad, I would say that that my absolute favorite is probably, yeah, I think it's Shunsui. If he's the one that has the flowery kimono type garb, and he's always drinking all the sake, he's probably my favorite captain of all time. He's probably my all-time favorite. He's probably even my all-time favorite character. But I have so many favorite characters. So all this Bleach talk that we were doing, right? I'm just like, yeah, man. Now I was thinking to myself, man, I kind of want to watch some Bleach now. And the wife literally said it as I was thinking it. I feel like I need to watch some Bleach. So I'm like, hey, you read my mind. And I said, you know, there is another anime coming. There is more Bleach getting made. They're gonna complete. I don't know how. So they're gonna wrap it up. Maybe we're gonna get like, what is that anime? Inuyasha. They're gonna do like an Inuyasha, the final chapter or the final act. Maybe we're gonna get Bleach, the final act. You know, we're gonna get something like that. So I said, you know, before that happens, I said, I've been telling myself that I should do a Bleach rewatch. And now with all of this Kenpachi Zaraki talk, and I said, yeah, let's watch Bleach. So lo and behold, we sat down to watch Bleach. Now we mutually decided, and I'm going to go ahead and say this for everyone who's suddenly cringing at the thought of all of the filler, because real talk, okay? If you don't like Bleach, your biggest problem with Bleach is the filler. Okay? I'm going to stop you right now from jumping into the comment section and going, the filler is garbage. Oh God, the filler didn't ruin Bleach. Okay? You let the filler ruin Bleach. If you're going out of your way to tell me the filler is bad, I'm not new. I didn't wake up yesterday and just decide that I'm going to try to watch Bleach and that I know nothing about it. You're talking to somebody that has seen the Bount arc 4 times. Okay, I know there's filler. I know there's bad filler. You're not educating me on something I don't already know. So just keep it. Save it for somebody who's newer than me. I am well aware, and I don't even have to know you to know that you're going to have a problem with the filler. So just shut up about it. Really. Oh my gosh. The filler is so bad. And then right in the middle of a fight, they show up like, we're going to have a filler arc in the middle of a conversation. I get it. I was there. I saw it. It happened to me too. It happened to me. Yes, bad things happen. But we move on. And we're going to talk about the good things. Because for all of the bad filler in Bleach, the stuff that wasn't filler was phenomenal. And you cannot deny that. You cannot deny the crap in Bleach that was good. The good crap, not the crap, right? The stories, the backstories, the intricate weaving of characters and events and places, the bombshells that went off, the oh my gosh, now I completely understand who these visored people are. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, that was awesome stuff. You cannot deny that. But let's start. I would love for somebody to go to the comment section and start with that. Okay? Start with the good stuff. Why does it always got to be, oh man, the filler in Bleach is absolutely garbage? Why doesn't somebody go to the comment section when I mention Bleach or something and be like, oh my gosh, that arc where they did the thing was so awesome. Oh, blah, blah, and just froth at the mouth over some of the good stuff. But no, they got to always start with the, like, I don't know that there's filler in Bleach. They got to start with that first. Then they got to start with telling me which filler was the filler that they realized was filler that ruined Bleach for them. You didn't, the filler didn't ruin Bleach. You let the filler ruin Bleach. Admit that and shut up. So we're going to do a rewatch of Bleach, but we've mutually decided, because the filler is so bad, we're just going to kind of skip it. And this will be the first time in the history of watching anime that I am agreeing to skip filler. Now, I'm not one of those people that's like, I can handle the filler. Actually, I kind of am. I gloat a little bit. At least I used to. I used to enjoy gloating that I could watch filler and it didn't bother me. And I'm still kind of that way. I just, you know, I hate dumping on something that people worked hard to produce. It's not the studio's fault so much that they just were trying their best to keep up. I mean, you got a show that doesn't take breaks every week for forever. What do you think is going to happen? You know, we have only recently hit this point in anime where shows do this thing called taking a hiatus to let the manga catch up, you know, rather than just cramming it down our necks every single week. I'm kind of looking at you, Boruto. You know, Boruto has been on a filler binge for so long, but what can you do? You know, some of it's pretty dang good. Some of it's pretty bad, you know. But anyway, this is the first time I'm going to watch Bleach without filler. And it's going to be an interesting experience because not only is it going to be significantly shorter, but there's going to be some weirdness. Because if I'm not mistaken, when the Bount arc came out, the little mod souls, I think is what they're called, the little trio of mod soul characters, they ended up sort of becoming a thing that got carried on through the rest of the series, which was so bizarre. I don't think I've ever seen that, where they introduce something that's in filler only, and then it sticks around for the duration. Even the canon stuff, right? That was so weird. So weird. So yeah, they're just gonna kind of, in this rewatch, it's gonna be funny because they're gonna not be there one episode and then they're gonna be there the next episode. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. So where I'm at right now, we've just finished episode 10. Yes, we crammed like so many episodes because Bleach, by nature, is a short. It's kind of a short anime. The episodes are less than 24 minutes long. I would say, on average, the episodes of Bleach are like 22 minutes long. So if you take out like the standard minute 30 opening and closing, what is that? That's 3 minutes right there, right? So you take out 3 minutes of stuff for the opening and the closing, and then what are you left with? You're left with like, what, 19 minutes, 18, 19 minutes of anime. So they go by really, really fast. And before anybody complains about the opening and closings of animes, me not watching them, that is, I never watch the opening. I'll watch the first one. I'll watch the first opening, and I'll watch the first closing. If it's the same, if it's 26 episodes, you know, and it's the same thing, I'll watch it once. And if it's really, really good, if it speaks to me on a soul level, you know, if it gets down in there real deep, I might watch it again, you know, especially if it's catchy. But I'm not so much of a weeb that I have to watch every single opening because, you know, I'm not going to dedicate my life to learning the lyrics to a 1 minute and 30-second song that's literally an abridgment of a fuller version of that song. I will go and I will listen to the full version of that song, not the cut down TV edit that gets slapped to the beginning of an episode of anime. I'm not. Plus, I can't stand karaoke on my screen. It pisses me off. Even when it's the baked-in karaoke that gets put on there by the actual animation studio. Get that crap off my screen. I don't even want to look at credits. Screw that. But that's just me, right? So, if I skip the openings and skip the endings of most of Bleach, the Bleach episodes, you can go by pretty quickly. So we're on episode 10. One of my favorite episodes. One of my favorite episodes is the introduction of Don Kanonji. This episode has like everything in it, right? It's got so much packed into one episode. It's kind of a turning point. Previously, Ichigo had been set up as this substitute Soul Reaper, right? Now, I've got a lot of questions, and I feel like having seen Bleach at least 4 times, at least the first part of it, You know, there is some of Bleach that I've only seen once. Like every time a new couple of box sets would come out on DVD, and I would get them, I would kind of forget where I was at, so I would go back a few discs and I would watch some more. But when my wife decided she wanted to watch some, I started from the beginning, and that would probably have been the at least the third or fourth time watching the first couple of arcs. But like I said, there's toward the end, I've only seen the ending of the DVD episodes once, you know. So this is my opportunity to see some of that again, because I've been, you know, I like some of it, you know. I like the, what is it, is it the Bankai Rebellion? Is that the name of it? Or is it the Zanpakuto Rebellion? I can't remember which it is. I think it's the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc. That's way up there as one of my favorites. So, and yeah, I know it's filler, but because the characters were sort of, I think, Tite Kubo drew the characters, because he had a hand in that filler, we're going to leave that one in. It was already decided. So, yeah, I forgot to mention that. We're leaving that filler arc in because it's relatively short and it's fun AF. Deal with it. So this time going through and watching Bleach, I'm watching it with kind of a new pair of eyes. I'm trying not to be critical, but I'm also not taking it as serious as it wants to be. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff that, you know, is just kind of jank, but it's fun jank. You know, it's kind of like nostalgia. I've peeled away the goggles of nostalgia. I've taken off the beer goggle vision, you know, the beer goggle glasses. I'm seeing Bleach for the first time in a long time the way it's meant to be seen, and that is warts and all. And let me tell you, Bleach has got some warts, baby. They are everywhere. Like, there are things that they introduced in the first few episodes of Bleach that never come up again. So you would think, okay, so Rukia makes Ichigo a substitute Soul Reaper, right? So she's like, hey, we're going to do this thing that's very rarely done. You're going to stab yourself in your soul with my long-ass sword, and I'm going to transfer some of my power to you to make you a substitute Soul Reaper while I rest up, right? Makes sense. Kind of sus. But if it's a technique that she knows about, then this means that maybe they've done this before. You know, this is kind of a thing. There have been other substitute Soul Reapers. So, okay, it's kind of like being an honorary, you know, getting an honorary doctorate or something, you know, in a field of speciality. You know, you get a honorary diploma, honorary doc. These things happen, right? Well, apparently they don't. You know, apparently it's forbidden. Apparently everything means Yamamoto is going to kill you. So it's like, okay, well, he's a substitute Soul Reaper. I guess, Rukia, you just committed a act of a, you know, you just committed a very evil and heinous act, by doing this. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is totally just completely suspect. But it's so great because you're seeing the wheels working. You're seeing Tite Kubo working very hard at establishing this world building. And in its infancy, everything looks good on paper until you start to peel back some of the fancy, pretty, shiny stickers, you know? And you're thinking, okay, yeah, that move that he did was really cool, but he never does that again, you know? And I love Rukia's drawings. Where the hell did that go? Rukia, I think that was one of the things that made me immediately like her as a character, is because she is this older person that looks like she's really young, because, you know, when you're a soul and you're in the Soul Society, you don't really age, right? So she's like, she said several of his lifetimes old. That could be anywhere between like 130 to like 230 years old, right? So she's old lady, right? And she's got this, but she still has this naivety about the real world, like how to get into a juice box, or her awkward sense of courtesy whenever she's meeting someone. She's very fish out of water. And I think that was one of the things that I originally liked about Rukia, is the fact that she's all this cool stuff, but she can't be cool because he's got her powers. So she's having to rely on this orange-headed, really loud, really obnoxious, almost delinquent. You know, we forget that Ichigo is kind of got this image that he's built up for himself, where he's kind of the wandering loner who kicks the F out of street trash for knocking over the vase of a girl who died at the street corner. So Ichigo is you know, I mean, he doesn't even really know Orihime in the beginning of Bleach. You know, he's like, I don't really know her. I don't even really talk to her. You know, so Rukia's drawings, those crayon drawings of hers where she's always trying to illustrate the differences between something in the Soul Society in terms that Ichigo can understand, and that goofy grin that she gets whenever she's showing off her art, only to have Ichigo like trash it completely. This back and forth, this odd couple routine that they have was one of the key selling points of their relationship. And I don't mean like romantic relationship, I just mean their working relationship, that I totally loved. But as the series grows on, you don't really get a lot of that. You don't really get a lot of the odd couple relationship that they have. Occasionally it'll show back up, but I think it was exemplified in the episode with Don Kanonji when he shows up to do his live recording of the Smells Like Bad Spirit, and everybody shows up in that stupid, you know, it looks like Wakanda Forever, but where they have their fingers apart, the Don Kanonji mwahaha thing that they do. And when Rukia did that in that episode, the first time I watched it, I pissed my pants laughing. I'm a grown man. I'm over here puddling up in my chair. I got tears running down my face. It was so out of character. And I love all the characters just shine in that episode. And Don Kanonji steals that episode. Like, he just walks away with it. You know, here's the first time seeing this character, and all of a sudden I'm like getting flashbacks of Hercule Satan from Dragon Ball Z, and I'm thinking, this guy reminds me of Hercule, but infinitely better. You know, it's like, I want Don Kanonji to have his own show. I need him to have his own show. It's such a great episode. It's an episode that had all the funny stuff, and then it also had some serious stuff in it, because you get to see a character go through the metamorphosis of becoming a hollow. But one of the things that I wanted to point out whenever I was saying stuff that shows up in the beginning episodes that never comes up again is in one of Rukia's illustrated discussions about the differences in hollows and people. She refers to one group as a whole, W-H-O-L-E, holes, not holes as in the movie with Shia LaBeouf. The holes versus the hollows. The term holes, I don't think ever comes up again, right? I need a Bleach expert to explain to me if that ever comes up again. Does anyone ever refer to a non-hollow as a whole? Okay, I don't think so. Just one of the many things that started off that sounded good, but then you know, hollows sounds better than holes, so it makes more sense. Just keep that one, drop the other one. We're going to go on with this. Yeah, I like that. Somebody got a note somewhere and the memo passed. But it's such a great episode. And I'm man, it brings back all the nostalgia. But even the nostalgia factor, like I said, I peeled all of that away, and I'm ripping so many aspects of this show, like things that I thought that I recognized before that I didn't recognize or I didn't catch, like how absolutely over the rainbow bizarre Orihime is. Okay, she's such a. I'm going to rag on Orihime for a second. I'm going to give you a disclaimer, trigger warning. I'm about to blast both barrels at Orihime. And it's not because I just dislike her. I'm pointing out some facts here, okay? I'm about to spit some truth about Orihime. Orihime is a weird, odd duck. Oh my God, she is so weird. She is such a ditz. She got ran over by a car, all right? That's like, really? Okay, so she gets run over by a car. But aside from her airheaded personality, her mind always being in the clouds, her food choices is what blows my mind, okay? When she came to school with an entire loaf of bread and her janky bean paste, I thought I was gonna die from laughter. And I'm not making fun of it. I'm actually pointing it out because they established this part as her character. She's an airhead. She gets ran over by cars. Okay, she likes, what is it, leeks. She has this weird sense of taste when it comes to food. And she showed up to lunch with a big honking, a full loaf of bread. A loaf of bread that was bigger than her face, okay? And she's going to make her own stuffed bread bean paste thing. I loved that. I loved that nuance, okay? I'm ragging on Orihime because she's Orihime, but I love the fact that she has this character quirk that she will bring a big honking loaf of bread to lunch. And everybody should know by now how Bleach ended. So spoiler warning, if you don't know how Bleach ended, skip ahead a few minutes. But obviously, to the regret of all the fans who ever dedicated all their time to Bleach, Ichigo did not get together with Rukia. He did in fact get together with Orihime, and I'm thinking they popped out a kid or two. Can you imagine Orihime as a mom? Their poor kids when they go to school. Can you imagine what their lunches would look like? The weird crap that Orihime would pack for their lunch. These poor kids. Oh my, I feel so sorry for them. I feel more sorry for their kids than anything. Orihime doesn't need to be a mother. Okay? She just doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it right now. Orihime doesn't need to be a mother. But I love these character traits. I love these character nuances that you're getting early in the series, early in the episodes. And I wish that they had stuck around a little bit more. And this is just one of the things that's going to be lost in the wastelands of pretty much every shonen. You're going to get to a point where, for the sake of continuity, for the sake of the almighty shonen Bible, characters are going to have to get stronger. So the focus on the show isn't going to be so much character development, character traits, aspects of the character. That's already going to be established. Now they're going to have to start focusing on the infinite struggle of getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And, I don't know how these things typically play out. I don't know how shonen... I've seen several shonen fighters, and I've seen them brought to satisfactory conclusion. Okay, I thought Dragon Ball series, the franchise, was over. I thought it was done, but apparently Super proved me wrong. But at what point do you hit a peak? At what point is your characters strong enough? I mean, I get it. We got to have more. We're fans. It's the fans that keep stuff going. It's the reason One Piece is 900 episodes. It's the reason Detective Conan has now surpassed 1,000 episodes. 1,000 episodes. Because the fans can't get enough. But at a certain point, when is the power, when is the pinnacle of their strength going to reach a point where it's just going to collapse in upon itself, where it's going to eventually Goku is going to get so strong, or Ichigo, or insert shonen fighter here, okay, where strength is the driving force, the next evolutionary step of their power struggle, right? The ladder that they're climbing. Eventually, these characters are going to reach a point where their strength is going to be so high, their spirit energy, whatever you call it, that they're literally going to collapse in upon themselves like a black hole, and they're going to suck in all the universe, and then we're all dead. Okay? That is the end game of every single shonen fighter that is left to run out of control. If you don't stop it, that's what's going to eventually happen. And with Bleach, now I've never read the manga, I never read the 1,000-year blood war rain arc, whatever it's called, but I was always worried that Bleach was going to do the same thing. Like it was going to be the typical shonen series that was just going to be Ichigo constantly getting stronger and stronger and stronger until eventually his power limit is so ungodly, unrealistic that, you know, he's so swole and so ripped that his fingers have like his finger has a six-pack, okay? I don't want that. I would rather the show just end than get to the point where Ichigo becomes the ubiquitous black hole of power in the power struggle. So I don't know where the new anime is going to go. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I'm curious to know if left unchecked, where would Tite Kubo have taken Bleach? You know, how far down or should I say how far up the power gain level would Bleach have gone? Would it have become this infinite struggle to become constantly, introduce new strong bad guy, I have to defeat him, and to do that I have to go train and power up and get stronger? I'm curious to know. I really would. I would love to get everyone else's feedback on that. Where do you think Bleach would have gone if Shonen Jump had not canceled it and given him just a couple of weeks or a couple of chapters to wrap it up? Where do you think the end game for Bleach would have been? I mean, we know Aizen isn't dead. I suspect at some point Aizen even comes back, which that's so tropey it makes my head spin. But we know Aizen isn't done. Would Aizen have come back? Could he have come back? And what would that have been like? I'd love to get some conversation going about that one. But yeah, we're doing a rewatch of Bleach. I think it's going to be fun. I'm not taking it seriously. I've kind of hit this plateau when it comes to anime and manga where I feel like I personally take anime way too seriously, and I just need to kind of detach myself from it a little bit, you know. And the best way for me to do that is to tap into that inner heckler, you know, and just be like, oh my god, Rukia, what the heck you doing? Or Ichigo, oh my god. Just kind of heckle it a little bit, because if I can poke fun at it in a loving way, then I'm not sitting so close on the edge of my seat that I'm so enraptured by it that when something tragic happens that it guts me, which that's a conversation for a completely different time. But anyway, yeah, Bleach is happening. I've got some other stuff that I really want to do as well, but I've been really enjoying the rewatch of Bleach, and I think that I'm sorry, I'm not going to make apologies for it. I'm a Bleach bum, man. I'm a fan of Bleach, and I think it's probably my favorite shonen fighter. And I've seen all of Naruto, Shippuden. I love a lot of characters in Naruto, but Bleach speaks to me differently. I mean, if I had to pick between my favorite ninja Anime, it would obviously be Naruto, okay? Obviously Naruto. But if I had to pick between a group of kids coming together and fighting cosmic forces, it's going to be Bleach, okay? Bleach, hands down. So there it is. This has been so much fun. This is exactly what I've been needing to do for a long time. So yeah, look forward to more of these, and some more of my hot takes on anime. I can't wait to get to get flamed in the comment section. And you better flame me, because if you don't, I'm sure I said some things that have smashed some toes, but it's my podcast and I can do that, right? That's what these things are for. So me to say unpopular things. If you want unpopular opinions, I have an entire folder of unpopular opinions that I have gathered from the internet. We'll discuss some unpopular opinions if you want. But in the meantime, my opinion is the only one that matters, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know. I can't keep up anymore. I don't even know what day it is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed listening to the Toasted Trash podcast. We're back. This is a thing that we're going to do now. I don't really have a schedule yet. I would like to do a couple of these a week, but I may limit them to once a week. So if that's something that you really, if you really want to see more, just let me know. But I'm going to make them as I can. Let's just say that. I'm going to make them as I can and get them out as quickly as I can. I can't promise one every single day, but I can do them as frequently as I can. So thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you keep being awesome, keep being yourself, and I will see you all in the next one. All right, everybody.